walk this lonely road again. My heart's filled up with so much pain I can't speak. My dreams of yesterday are gone. I pour my soul into these songs. I need some strength to carry on, help me. As I walk through the land of souls that don't care, with my heart in my hand I'm trying to find air. I'm apart from my family, my girls, it's unfair to me. But if I do not fix myself, I cannot help with no one else. It's been a long road, but think that now I can't see. I know this friend of mine who loves to rhyme and writes his life away. He needs to feel the rush inside, and he fights it every day. He took a fall when the demons called, took broke up to run away. A little push and a face of black, at least that's what they say. Another city night alone, that's where I found you on my own. In my head you made a home inside. I was blind to think that you could save me from what I've been through, but now I know that you want me to die. Maybe I just can't help myself. I've dragged my life through so much hell. Maybe I could use a little help today. But every time I try to make up the mistakes that I have made, sometimes I wish I could fade away. I know this friend of mine who loves to rhyme and writes his life away. He needs to feel the rush inside, and he fights it every day. He took a fall when the demons called, too broke up to run away. I'm trying to remember the rap. I'm trying to recollect the time when my mind fell out, and it was way before the 40s and the dimes fell out. Was always nervous around the shorties, beer and wine and help. Sip I took, I tried to find something else. I'll graduate to newer and bigger and better, different, till I broke my leg at school and the doc gave me a prescription. I tried to keep it cool, but see my brain it wouldn't listen. Now I'm headed into the U to go mix it with getting twisted. Before I took that trip, was at a party with a friend, talking about when we were kids and all the rules we used to bend. It was right around that time, I think the cops, they busted in. We both thrusted out the back, I must have run like the wind, cause I didn't notice Eric ran in the other direct. Hopped in a car to save his girl, but then they got in a wreck. After he died, I think I boozed to try to help me forget, but was about to lose it all after a soul disconnect. I've been beaten down mental, I'm a physical wreck. Emotionally a boil kettle overfilled with regret. Detoxing out in Boston wasn't helping me yet. This life was gonna cost me mine, so I had to step. You'll never get it past if you don't let it go. Just so you know it won't last, and just reset it. Oh, you want some credit for lying on your bed? Just know if you don't get it this time, you might be dead. I know this friend of mine who loves to rhyme and writes his life away. He needs to feel the rush inside, and he fights it every day. He took a fall when the demons called, too broke up to run away. A little push in the face of black, at least that's what they say. 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 Alright, so that song's called A Little Push. I wrote that after I got my first 90 days sober ever, and I was out in Orange County, California, at one of my many world tour rehabs, and I still didn't know what I didn't know, and like pain ended up being like the biggest motivator for me, and like they talk about it in a lot of different readings. You know, it's a touchstone for spiritual growth, and like I I was fixing to either die or grow, you know, and on January 22nd, 2016, I was in and out of shelters and detoxes in the inner city of Boston, and I called my family to check in, because that's what I would do from time to time, you know, like a good son. I let them know like what detox I was at. You know, they've been calling morgues and hospitals and precincts for the past month, you know, but and this time I called, and they said my best friend that I played college hockey with and who had gotten sober in 2011 was willing to take me in out in Minnesota, where he was at the time, and he was going to put me into treatment. And I was, like I said, I've been to a lot of different states, and I'm a runner, you know, so I was like anywhere but here, you know. And anybody who decides to move to Minnesota in the middle of January has to have something wrong with them anyway, but because it's a different kind of cold over there. But I just wanted out of the Dimmock Detox, which is a real classy establishment in Roxbury. So my parents take me to the airport, and long story short, my father parked the car in the garage. He dropped me and my mother off at curbside check-in, and he came back and he saw that I wasn't there. And he was like, you know, where's Michael? And he said, as soon as he said that, he saw two state troopers running towards the men's room. You know, it's a Friday morning, Logan International Airport. And so he goes, I just knew it was you. And he ran after the police officers and ran in, and he found his then 37-year-old son, blue, on the bathroom floor with all sorts of stuff coming out of my face and not breathing, and two guys trying to pull me out of a stall, and other people just running, you know, screaming. And my mother screaming outside the bathroom like it was a nightmare. My father had to give me CPR, and like, by the grace of God, like I survived yet another overdose, you know, because of emergency service workers and Good Samaritans and my father. And that's the way I left Boston in 2016. But as I said to you at the beginning, I didn't get sober till June 2016. So like, and that was the lowest moment of my life, you know, the next day, like seeing like when nobody in my family was talking to me, and like I finally did get on that plane and I went out there, and like I just felt like I was completely alone. And but the power of this disease is that like the shame, the guilt, the horror of the day before, the week before, the month before isn't sufficient enough to keep me sober. It's not sufficient enough to sustain long-term recovery. It's just not. You know, my mother doesn't understand it, my father doesn't understand it, they don't have to. You know, all I know is like I ended up living in a tent in North Minneapolis somewhere, you know, after 90 days, like when I picked up again. And then I had the opportunity, my friend didn't give up on me, he picked me up and he sent me to New Jersey. You know, and I got to sit in that place for a year and contemplate how crazy it was that like I put myself and my family through that horrible situation and all the stuff that I'd been through prior to that, and I still picked back up. So it's gotta be, you know, it's gotta be more. There's gotta be more to this. And that's why places like CARES are so important. The Milestone House, Rest Stop Rejuvenate, because it's more, like getting sober is more than just putting down, you know, the booze or the drugs or the food or the shopping or whatever it is. It's connecting with other people, you know. It's putting yourself out there. It's saying like, hey, I'm hurting right now. Can you help me? Or hey, you look like you're hurting. Can I help you? You know, so, and that brings me to my last song. You know, I finally started writing some positive stuff because like, started having some positive stuff happen. And I got the opportunity to be in the Knockout Opioid Abuse songwriting competition, and this is the song I wrote, and it was an amazing night. And Anna, do you want to sing harmonies with me on this?
Sure, I'll harmonize with you.